Hi there, Uncle Davis here watching MPH TV Nothing Pro here. What is your favorite racing sim? Now to me, it's Assetto Corsa Competizione. It's a solid number one for me. However, Automobilista 2 AMS2 is a very solid number two for me as well. Very close to ACC. Now myself being primarily a single player offline AI racer, simply because I found it very difficult to make commitment to a ongoing, continuous, regular league racing environment due to commitment from real life such as work, family, etc. So AI content is very important to me. AMS2 doesn't have a career mode like Project Car 2 does, which share the same madness engine. However, today we're gonna take a look at this companion app for AMS2 called Racing Life on Race Department, made by the author by the name of Pombeiro. What this does is a companion app that will guide you through how you can set up a career mode. So let's go to the website right now on the screen, and as you can see, we are having a big red download button right in front of us for us to download this awesome companion app. Link is down there in the description below the video, and once you click the download button, it starts downloading a RAR file, a .rar file. Obviously you will need some sort of software to be able to unzip a RAR file. WinRAR will be a good one to start with, and once you have completed the download, you can open up the RAR file you downloaded, which is right there, and you can see that there is a user manual PDF and a Racing Live installer.msi. Simply extract these two files to a location of your choice, and once you have completed that, then fire up the Racing Live installer.msi to begin the installation. So here we are. Once we have unzipped the two files there, we can fire up the .msi file, which is the installer there. And the installation is pretty simple. Basically click next, and at this point making sure you do not install this under program files. Now the author did say in the race department thread that do not install this under program files, and you can even see it here. It says program files and / do not install under program files. So make sure you change that path to somewhere else. So in our case, we'll change it to a different drive. Click next and next, and the installation will start. Now if you receive any error during the installation about you missing .NET 6.0 or something like that, simply click yes. It should bring you to a website to download it, and if the Racing Live software is still not working after the installation, you can get a 6.0.4 .NET SDK installed. The links is all in the user manual there, and as I've mentioned there, in the user manual there, if you get this error on the screen during the installation, you simply need to follow the prompt to install .NET 6.0. If it still doesn't work, .NET 6.0.4 SDK can be downloaded. Follow the link in the user manual right there. Now the installation is completed, you should see a Racing Live shortcut being created on the desktop. Simply double click the desktop shortcut to launch the Racing Live app, and there you go, Racing Live Automobilista 2 career mode. All we need to do is click new career. Now the continue career obviously will be blank or will be in the white color if you haven't got a save before, but obviously we have got one, and we're just doing this for the video purpose, so that's why our continue career is available for me to click. However, I'm just gonna click on the new career. Career is already going, create a new one, we'll override it. In this case we are okay with that, so go yes. And here we are, is the first screen of the Racing Live companion app. So just put your name in there, we'll put in Uncle Davis there, and in the backstory you can choose what your backstory as a racing driver. You can be a sim racer, just like the likes of Jimmy Broadbent or James Baldwin, like all those fantastic guys who start from sim racer and moved on to the real life motorsports world. Or you can go for the amateur racer, which sim racer have got $5,000, no fame, but amateur racer you've got a little bit more money, a little bit of fame there, and you can go for the known racer for even more money and even more fame, and ultimately you can go for a gentleman racer, which got heaps of money but not as much fame as a known racer. Now the next thing to do here is to go to the AMS2 folder button here. What you need to do there is then pick the installation folder of your Automobilista 2. Now if you're not sure where the folder is, you can check Steam, right click on the game, go to properties, and then it should tell you where the local files are stored for the game. Before you click start racing live, in the middle there, go to the DLC tracks config button on the right hand side. Now here you have to handpick the track that you own for the game. This is basically allow the companion app to generate the championships and etc. in terms of the track selection, so make sure it doesn't prompt you to race on a track that you do not own. In our case, we own all the tracks, so we're just going to go through every one of these and just click everything, changing it to owned. Once done, we're making sure we are at the correct backstory that we want to start with, and let's say we start with a sim racer because that's basically what we are, or what I am, and we'll click start racing live. Now here we are into the dashboard, and we can see it's a stunning picture there. We got driver sponsor, have got no sponsor at the moment. We haven't got any races left. For the sponsor, I'm presuming we got no fame and $5,000 to start with. Experience is 0, and our backstory is sim racer. Now we've got some statistics there, and obviously they're all zeros because we haven't actually done anything. It's a brand new save. Now on top of the app there, you can see there's a competition. So it's basically a calendar, tells you what race event is coming up throughout the entire year based on the calendar month. And we can see there we are currently in January 2022. We can click the arrows here just to fast forward to, sorry, not fast forward, but to preview the event coming up in the next month and the next month and the next month or so that you can just plan the things out. Just like in real life, when you want to participate in a race, you want to know what the calendar coming up looks like, and then you can plan things around it. Going to the garage tab, we have got $5,000, but we've got no car, so making sure you need to have a car before you can register for a competition. Finance, we haven't got any finances at the moment, so we will come back to that later on. And the car dealer, this is where you can buy a car. Finally is the options, which essentially are the same thing that you got presented at the very beginning. AMS2 folder, choosing the installation folder of where the game is in your computer. User manual is basically that PDF file that you have extracted, and DLC tracks config, which basically just the owned and not owned toggle to select the tracks that you have owned so that the app can generate races based on those tracks. Going back to the competition, and let's have a look at what races we can join in January 2022. We've got some kart races, we've got some Copa Classic, Copa Uno, GT World Challenge, and the Caterham. Now, GT3 obviously is one of my favorite class to race in, but unfortunately, being a sim racer as the backstory, we cannot actually join that race at this point because it requires a driver fame of 35, which we have got 0, and we require it required the registration fee of $24,000, which we have only got $5,000. So that's out of the question. We can't join that until later on, so let's focus on the other ones. So we can obviously do the Kart Club January race, but it's got no prize money, it's got no driver fame, so I'm kind of not sure if we should do that. Alternatively, we can join for the Copa Classic B class, Copa Classic FL class, and Copa Uno. So let's go into the Copa Classic B class, and one click into that with the left click of your mouse, and it will tell you the details of the Copa Classic B class championship. Number of races are 4 races in this championship. Competition popularity is 15. Minimum driver fame for the entry requirement is 0, so we are qualified for that. We've got $5,000 in our bank, and registration fee is $1,000. The prize money is $12,500. And we can click on the details. It will tell you exactly how much is the payout for each finishing position of the championship. Now here are the schedule, 4 races there in Kansas East, Virginia, Salvador, and Campo Grande. Before we can click the register button, as you can see the register button is grayed out simply because we do not have a car. So we will need to get a car in the Copa Classic B class category. So to do that, simply head to the car dealership here, and scroll down for the Cooper Classic B class. So here we go, we have got the Chevrolet, we've got the Volkswagen, two Volkswagen really, got the Puma GTE and the Fiat Uno, Mini Cooper S, and that's basically it. So we can pick our car here. So what I will do is I'll probably go for the Volkswagen, being the classic. Now obviously we do not have enough money to buy the car outright for $12,250. So what we can do is go leasing. So we go in the details. It will actually show up in a website and shows you the actual car in the AMS2 cars.info website. So here we are, we're clicking on the leasing, and here we are, we're trying to lease the car. So we've got $5,000 in our wallet, one-time payment is $858, per month repayment is $368, and that's how much money we will be having after making this purchase or leasing. So we click the lease button, and that's it. Our current money has dropped, and go to garage tab, and now we have the Cooper Classic B class Volkswagen in the garage. We head back to the competition there, where we go back to the Cooper Classic B class, and as you can see, the register button is now available. Simply click register. Competition registration successful. There's a pop-up there saying yes, you are now been entered into the championship. Alright, now we're back to this screen. Now obviously we can now see the Cooper Classic B class stage 1 and stage 2 are available, and we simply click into that and we can go to setup, and you can see the actual settings of each race. So Kansai East, AI number 15, race lap is 15 laps, and you can go to the next one. So basically what you need to do is fire out Automobilista 2 and set up a custom championship for these 4 races. You don't have to follow absolutely everything as suggested here for the setup. Obviously you can do longer, you can do shorter, but I would think Pombeiro has put quite a lot of thought into how these championships are being constructed, so I will probably recommend to stick with what he recommended in here. So once you've set up the championship and ready to go, you simply click advance button, and now we are into the championship, and you can see we are waiting to start racing on Kansai East. When you're ready, click start, and it will come to this page. Now this is the time that you go to the AMS2 and do your racing. Now I'm not gonna do the racing in this video because I would like to do that in a separate series of a racing live series career mode in AMS2, but this is just to show you how to use the companion app. So let's say now you've finished your races, and for Kansai East, for the stage 1, now you come back here and you simply put in your qualifying result, which could be a P1, pole position, and then your race result is winning. And if you are ending up with a DNF, you can simply click DNF right there in a little tick box, and you click finish. And it says race result, fame earned is 0.53, sponsor money earned is 0. We'll click OK, and now we can see we have done 1 race, we got 1 position, 1 podium, 1 win, and we got 1 point of experience. All we need to do is we click advance, and we're gonna go to the second race. Same thing, you click start, and then you go on to AMS2, finish your race, come back here, and let's put in your result. Let's say I qualify for P5 this time, and I finish at a P8 for example, and you click finish, and now it says race result, fame earned 0.24, and we've got no sponsor money earned. We've done 2 races now, and we've got the same number of pole position, podiums, and wins. So basically that's how the companion app works. So what we're looking at to do is to start a series of videos that will be basing on the Racing Live companion app, doing our career mode in Automobilista 2, so stay tuned for that. But in saying that, that's the end of this short video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have any question, please feel free to leave a comment down below, or head to the race department forum and ask the author himself. He's a very actively developing on the app, and he will be more than happy to listen and hear all the feedback from you guys. So in saying that, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.